Today's video is brought to you by Pearl Rear Vision. If you've ever been involved in a rear end accident, you know that sometimes seeing what's behind you can be a problem. But with Pearl Rear Vision, that problem is completely eliminated, and it's so simple to use. Installation is a snap. All you do is remove your old license plate, then you install the rear vision frame, then you plug in the included adapter into your OBD port into your car, install the phone mount, and then last but not least, download the app and you're up and going. If you own an older car, chances are that this technology is not installed in it, and that's absolutely great because this can be installed in any car and be a great safety experience upgrade. The app is also very easy to use, and you get the options of scrolling left or scrolling right so you can see the full view when you're backing up. The app also works in both the iOS and the Android environments. No matter what kind of phone you have, you'll be able to use the rear vision. And best of all, you get free 2-day shipping by visiting pearlauto.com/TOT. Gamers, and yes, I'd imagine if you're watching this video that you're obviously a gamer looking for a budget gaming mice. Now, not all of us have big bucks to afford the big buck mice, and for those of us on a budget, having something that's quite affordable is quite awesome. So today we're going to start out with something called the HAVIT HV MS672. Now, this is a very simple wired mouse, 2400 DPI, 7 soothing LED colors, 6 buttons. This is actually the latest model to the 2016 model, but what's best of all is this thing's on sale right now for $8.98. And that's just amazing. You get precision control with 4 DPI settings, 800, 1200, 1600, 2400. It's got an ergonomic design, fits pretty naturally inside your hand. As far as the design features go, the HAVIT's pretty simple. On the right hand side, there's nothing but a finger rest. On the top, you get 2 control buttons on the right and left, and in the center, you get a scroll button that also doubles as a click, and then underneath that, you get the DPI button, and as you change the DPI, the colors actually change on the mouse as well, so it's a multi-function button. And on the left-hand side, we get a simple thumb rest and 2 more control buttons. And that pretty much wraps up the HAVIT. But if you gotta have it and you ain't got a lot of money, you can even get this on a Mickey D's budget. The TeckNet Raptor gaming mouse features 2000 DPI, 6 buttons, and it actually has extra weight for you people who love an extra weighted mouse. Me personally, I love a lot of weight in my mouse because I can feel that it's actually in my hand. The integrated 2000 DPI optical gaming sensor features 3 different adjustable levels, 600, 1200, and 2000. And it performs at a frame rate of 4000 frames per second to perform flawlessly in your gaming environment. The design of the TeckNet Raptor is pretty simple and easy. It's kind of like a lot of the other mice you see out there. It's pretty ergonomic though. It'll fit in a medium-sized hand, no problem. If you have giant hands or really small hands, you might want to look for something different, but for those people who have a medium-sized hand, it fits in the palm of your hand quite nicely. Now, as far as the designs go, just like the mouse we saw previously, the right hand contains nothing but a rest for your hand. In the center, we once again see 2 control buttons. The center mouse scrolling wheel also doubles once again as a click button, and then we see the DPI control in the center, just like most mice. And on the left-hand side, once again, we see a thumb rest and 2 control buttons. And on the bottom of the mouse, you can simply see the optical sensor, and that's really about all there is to the TeckNet Raptor gaming mouse, but the best thing of all is that it's also on sale. Right now, you can get this mouse for only $9.89, and that's definitely within anybody's budget. Now, this next mouse is kind of a strange little bit of an animal. Now, this is the XINMENG XM326 wired USB gaming mouse with rainbow breathing lights. Now, this thing features the A3050 chip, features 4000 DPI, 6 buttons, and it's white. And I gotta be honest with you, out of all the ones we looked at today, this is actually my favorite. The colors on it and everything are really cool. If you guys like Tron type design or like that futuristic thing, this is actually perfect for it. A long time ago, I built a Tron system. I'm going to actually build my next Tron system, and I'm going to throw this mouse into the mix because it looks so awesome. Most of the gaming mice you'll see out there are just completely plug and play, but this mouse allows you to install the Avago A3050 game engine, and this actually helps the performance quite a bit. But for those out there who don't like installing a driver whatsoever, this may be a caveat for you if you don't have a CD player or something like that, but for me, it was pretty easy. The XM326 also has 4 adjustable DPI levels all the way from 500 up to 4000, and it has 6 buttons for control, but best of all, I think that it has a weight of 160 grams, and this is perfect for people out there, like I said, who like a heavier mouse in their hand. Not only does the XM326 have a really cool look, it also has some excellent lighting effects. You guys can see on each side of the mouse there are some mechanical wheels, and these things light up with a bunch of different effects, including breathing and stuff like that. So if you like a mouse that looks good and has killer lighting effects, this is something to look at. Now, as far as the overall quality build of the mouse, it feels pretty solid. It's not actually as heavy as I'd like it to be. I wish it was just a little bit heavier and then it'd be perfect for me, but beyond that, it's pretty good design overall. There's nothing different about the layout of the buttons on the XM326. It's pretty much just like all the other mice you're going to see out there. The only difference is, like I said, on the left hand and the right hand side, you're going to see a little mechanical wheel that lights up. As we flip the mouse on top, we see two control buttons on the left and right. In the center is a scroll wheel, which also once again doubles as a click. Below that, we see the adjustable DPI button. And as we flip it over to the left hand side, we once again see the mechanical wheel, two click buttons, and a thumb rest. And as we flip it over on its backhand side, you guys can see there are a couple slide pads for smooth and easy tracking. There's also an on and off button, and then you guys see the sensor. And that's pretty much all there is to the XM326. But like I said, this thing's on sale for $47 off right now. That's 78% off, and it's only $12.99. So if you're looking for something that's really cool, different, the XM326 just might be right for you. The YCCTEAM gaming mouse is something that looks very familiar to me. I know many of you guys out there who've been gaming are going to say, hey, I've seen that before, because this design has actually been out for quite a while. But when it first came out, these mice were about $150, and that's just way high. This mouse is only $23.99, and it has all those same features as those big expensive ones, but in a much cheaper package. Now, this mouse features an adjustable 4000 DPI, 10 programmable buttons. That's right, I said 10 programmable buttons. And it's got the perfect hand feel. I don't know, most mice out there have a totally different feel to this. If you've ever used something like this before, you'll agree this thing's in a league all of its own. The only thing is, though, is to use these buttons on your PC, you're gonna have to install the drivers. That might be a caveat to some. To me, it doesn't mean anything. The 10 programmable buttons can be very useful for taking control of your game. You can actually use the software to assign programmable features to the precision aim button. That way you can make that headshot when it counts.
Headshot.
You can also customize your DPI settings. There are actually 4 usable definable DPI settings up to 4000, and the DPI button also lets you easily cycle through your custom settings. There are also quite a few LED light effects. Now, some people may not care about these at all, but for people who do, there's a programmable LED light effect. It features 3-mode light effect, standard, respiration, and neon. You can also change the backlit of the mouse to anything you want, either blue, green, red, purple, etc. And the LED light can also be turned off if you find it annoying. There are 10 programmable buttons, but actually only 9 of those buttons are for controlling your in-game experience. The 10th one is actually for controlling the lights. Now, the layout is as follows. On the right-hand side, no control, just a finger rest. As we flip the mouse on top, on the right-hand side, we see 2 of the mouse buttons, one on top, one the silver on the bottom, one in the center as a scroll wheel, the adjustable DPI down below that. Then once again, we see 2 on the left-hand side. And as we flip the mouse over to the left-hand side, we can see the last 3 of the programmable buttons, 2 down below where your thumb rest goes, and then 1 located on the side right below the top click button. And on the bottom, we see the sensor and the on and off button for the LED. One thing you definitely don't have to worry about with this mouse is it breaking on you. This thing's made of a solid, lightweight aluminum chassis, and it's strong yet nimble at the same time. One thing different about the YCCTEAM gaming mouse is that it's definitely for a bigger hand, as it's much bigger than any other mice that we're looking at today. As far as durability and options, I have to say that the YCCTEAM gaming mouse is probably the best of the bunch, and at $24, it's definitely worth the money. This next mouse by IOGEAR offers something unique that we haven't seen today, and that's an ambidextrous gaming mouse. So that means all you southpaws out there can use this mouse just as well as those right-handed bastards. Now, this is the IOGEAR Kaliber Gaming SYMMETRE, like I said, ambidextrous gaming mouse. The actual model number is the GME630. This thing has a very, very nice feel in my hand. I just want to say that right off the bat. Out of all the mice that are here, although I like some for their look, some for their features, as far as just fitting in the hand the most comfortable, this is a very nice product. Now, the Kaliber features an adjustable 4000 DPI optical sensor. It also has 9 programmable buttons, and it has its own custom programmable software that you can install on your PC to be up in gaming. It features a blue LED backlight, and it also features that breathing effect. Kind of like Darth Vader light.
I have you now.
The Kaliber also features a 64K built-in memory and has 125, 500, and 1000 adjustable report rate. And it also features a 6600 frame per second frame rate, which means you never have to worry about your mouse keeping up with your game. The lighting effects in the Kaliber are pretty simple. You guys can see it's just a simple blue lighting design that's on the bottom and the right and left hand side. The design is also very similar to most of the other mice we've seen today. As far as the button layout goes in the Kaliber, you see 2 buttons on the right hand side, 2 buttons on the left hand side. On the top, we see 2 control buttons, scroll wheel which also doubles as a click, and then below that the adjustable DPI button. And on the bottom, on the right hand side, we see the reporting rate button, and in the center we see the sensor. And best of all, this mouse is only $24.95, and even though we have this with the budget gaming mouse, I have to say that the IOGEAR Kaliber is definitely not quite a budget gaming mouse, it's just a slightly cut above. Like usual, we'll have all the information about these mice down below that like button. You guys know what to do there, and we'll see you guys back here on the channel for more videos, more cool stuff, and even some giveaways, so stay tuned.